Hello there, and thanks so much for checking out this video tutorial. I'm Chris with Tech Coaches, here with my colleagues from the Brain Injury Association of Waterloo-Wellington with an informational video all about online courses and learning apps. We really hope to share some information about some valuable educational tools that you can use to grow your understanding and your skills on a variety of different topics. From painting and technology to history and other computer-related topics, there's something for all curious minds on one of the tools that we'll be exploring today. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Here at Tech Coaches and the Brain Injury Association of Waterloo-Wellington, we believe that learning is a lifelong pursuit. People are no longer content to sit back and say that I have all of the education I need, especially when it comes to health literacy, financial literacy, and digital literacy. As adults, we're always responsible for our own personal development, and today there's tons of online resources for us to learn and sharpen our own axes. If you're going to improve your skills in any area of study, it's completely up to you to pursue it, to commit to the learning process, and to practice the things that you learn. As digital citizens in a computerized world, our thinking about learning and where we can freely access quality resources have changed. In short, many comprehensive learning opportunities are available online to those who are confident and comfortable enough with technology to explore them. Let's take a look at an innovative example from Google. A quick investigation using your favorite search engine for the Grow with Google program will show you a new way of thinking about post-secondary education. Instead of college or university, which can cost tens of thousands of dollars, the professional-grade online courses made free by Google are all the qualifications that some students need to get ready for their career at a big tech company. They offer things like cybersecurity, data analytics, IT support, digital marketing and e-commerce, and even project management. Aside from Google, there is a long reputable list of other companies interested in hiring students who complete online learning with Google with a high standing. This means that the way we think about formal education and career training is becoming more accessible and inclusive due to the current e-learning options. This also applies to personal interest topics and hobby subjects too. Similar to the Grow with Google program, there are a number of websites and apps that are central around e-learning that's free to use for anybody with the ability to do so. Examples include Duolingo, LinkedIn Learning, Khan Academy, and Coursera, to name just a few. In this particular tutorial, we will explore these options so that you understand the nuts and bolts of how to take advantage of each one. The first e-learning platform we're going to explore is called LinkedIn Learning. This is available absolutely free from any public library website in Ontario. As an example, we're going to explore the Waterloo Public Library website so that you can learn how you can access LinkedIn Learning for free. First thing I'm going to do is I'll go to the main website. Then I'm going to look for the section of this public library website that has to do with digital learning or online courses. In this example, I'm going to click on Digital Library. From there, we see a number of options: listen, learn, watch, and read. We're interested in taking advantage of the learning option, so we're going to click on that particular link. From here, you can see a number of digital learning solutions that are offered by the public library. If we scroll down on the website, we're going to see a number of different resources available to us, and we're looking specifically for the one called LinkedIn Learning. You can see here that there is a Use Inside Library and a Use Outside Library option, and because we're at home, let's go ahead and use that Use Outside Library link. From there, we are taken to a landing page where your library invites us to take advantage of LinkedIn Learning free of charge. You'll be scrolling down to the bottom of that page until you find the Get Started button. Once you've clicked that, you're going to be prompted for two things that verify your library information. First, your library card number, which is the number that's printed likely next to the barcode on your library card. And then the second is the PIN that they give you with your library card, which from my experience is typically the last 4 digits of the phone number that you used when you registered for your original library card. If it doesn't work, then please follow up with your library specifically to establish a new PIN. Once you've entered the library card number and the PIN, click the Continue button to go to the next step. Once you've signed in, LinkedIn Learning is going to ask you to pick a couple of skills that you would like to learn about. This is beneficial if you wanted to be recommended a few courses that you'd be interested in. However, it's not mandatory. You're able to click the X in the top right corner if you do not wish to identify any of the skills that you want to learn, and instead you'd just rather skip this step. They will point out that you're at a disadvantage if you don't let them know a couple of things that you'd be interested in, but feel free to click the Yes Skip button and it will proceed without any trouble. After that quick setup, we are in and you can see the main interface of LinkedIn Learning. Down the left-hand side of the screen is where they have the menu, where we can see that there's a couple of different sections that we can look into for the topics that we're able to learn about. For example, business, creative, and technology. In this example, we're going to use the creative section so that we can investigate some artistic courses. Once I've clicked on creative, you can see that LinkedIn Learning brings me to a creative section of their website. It has a number of different areas that I can explore. I can also scroll down on this website to see a more comprehensive list of all of the different topics that they have available for me to learn about. From here you can see there's a wide array of topics to choose from. For example, drawing and illustration, or music lessons and image editing within photography. We also have video editing and 3D modeling. There's something for everybody. And there's also a Show All button that will expand each category to include a number of additional courses that you'd be able to take. Once you've made your selection, simply click on that area and you will be able to see more specific course titles related to that topic. For this tutorial, we're going to use drawing as an example. Let's choose this #1 course listed here called Drawing Foundations Fundamentals. You can see in the preview image that it gives us an estimated amount of time that it will take to finish the course, which is 2 hours and 24 minutes. It also indicates the date that the course was created, which was April of 2014. It also tells us the number of learners that have taken the course before us, and it also tells us the skill level that we are going to be starting at, which in this case is beginner. If we're ready to start, we simply click on that preview image to open the course. Many e-learning solutions involve video. This is exactly what we see on screen here. On the left-hand side, we can see a menu that's progressing through a number of different videos, one at a time. As you can see on that left side menu, we are starting with the welcome video, which is going to be 1 minute and 14 seconds long, which will then be followed up with a video called Using the Exercise Files, which is only 22 seconds. And then we are going to get into the component of the course called Materials, where they will do an overview of the materials for 2 minutes. Then they'll talk about pencils for 2 minutes and 13 seconds, and so on, just as you can notice in that side menu. On the right-hand side of the screen, you see the video. You'll notice that there's a play button, there's also a rewind 10 seconds button, a fast forward 10 seconds button, and a rewind chapter and fast forward chapter button as well. We also have a button that's labeled with 1x that identifies the speed at which the video is playing, and if you are so inclined, you can listen to a video at 1x, which is normal speed, or 2x, which would be twice as fast. Just in case you are finding the material a little bit slow, you have the opportunity to change the speed accordingly. You also have a transcript option, as you can see underneath that video, so if you wanted to read the words that the instructor is saying, then you're free to do that as well by clicking on transcript. As you finish watching each video, you'll notice on the left-hand side menu that there's a check mark added beside the title of the video itself. This is how you know which parts of the course you've already completed. After each video, the next will start automatically, and you will go through this sequence until you have finished the course. That, my friends, is all we're going to talk about related to LinkedIn Learning. The next e-learning platform we're going to look at is an app called Duolingo. It is solely for learning languages and it's amazing for doing so. First thing we have to do is install the app on our tablet or our smartphone. Then we can click the Get Started button if we're new to using this learning platform. From there, it's going to start to ask us a few questions to get set up. It begins by asking what language we would like to learn. So for our example in this tutorial, I'm going to select French, then I'll click Continue. Next, it wants to know how much French I already know, so I'm going to answer that question accordingly and then press Continue. Next, it wants to know why I want to learn French, and I have a number of options to choose from: connecting with people, supporting my education, just for fun. I'm going to choose my answer and then push Continue. Next, Duolingo outlines a few ideas that it thinks I'll be able to achieve by using the app. Once I've reviewed it, I click on Continue. The next question they ask is how much I want to use this app each day. From 5 minutes to 20 minutes, I pick the option that's going to work best for me, and then once again, I use that Continue button in the bottom right corner. If I'm interested, Duolingo wants to send me notifications to my mobile device to remind me to use the app each day. If I want to do that, I simply click Allow, and if I don't want to, I push Don't Allow or Deny, whatever option it provides me with. Last but not least, it wants to know where I want to begin my learning process. Do I want to start from scratch, or do I want to find my starting place, which might mean that I already have some familiarity with learning that particular language, and I'll get to skip learning the basics. Once I've selected the best option for me, I tap on that Continue button and move on with the first activity. Duolingo works by putting different exercises, or as I mentioned, an activity in front of the learner. You go through these activities by listening to what the app tells you and then acting accordingly. In this example, I'm able to click on that speaker button that's blue, and it will say the pronunciation of the French word. Then I'm supposed to tap on the correct option and then push the check button to ask the app to confirm if I got the right answer. When I do, it turns green, and then I get a Continue button to move on to the next activity. We continue to get questions about a similar topic, one after the other, to reinforce the learning. As you can see, this question is also about a cat, and you can see that when I get it right, for a number of questions in a row, it continues to congratulate me. After a while, it wants me to start to do a little bit more advanced language translation, so it will ask me to put 2 or more words together to make a sentence or a short phrase. It will also pop up with opportunities for me to do additional learning by showing me how I'm able to interact with the app to get definitions or get pronunciations of the word in real time. When we finish a lesson, we get this congratulatory page where it lets me know a couple of ideas related to my score. It tells me how quick I did it. It tells me how many bonus points or XPs I earned, and it also lets me know how many mistakes I made. Once I've confirmed all of these ideas, I get to click that Continue button. If I want to take advantage of saving my progress as I'm learning about a certain language, then I'm definitely going to need to take advantage of creating a profile in the Duolingo app. This isn't something that I need to do right away, but it is something that I'll need to do if I'm sustainably going to continue to use the app and not redo all of the activities that I've done on a previous occasion. It's highly recommended, if you do intend to learn a language with this app, that you take the time to sign up for a free profile. Don't forget, there's no need for you to subscribe or pay anything for Duolingo. You can continuously use it for free, just as long as you say no thanks when prompted to buy the premium courses. Duolingo takes advantage of the idea of gamification, which makes learning fun for people because you progress through different levels. As you can see on the screen, we are starting at one point and we are progressing through a couple of levels until eventually we reach a trophy at the end of our lesson. This is the goal, This is how we progress through the different difficulties of language development, whether it be beginner, intermediate, or advanced. It will be progressing through these levels that help us do that. With any luck, you're able to use Duolingo to pick up an extra language that's interesting to you. The next learning app that we're going to explore is called Khan Academy. Just like Duolingo, it's highly recommended that you sign up for an account so that you can keep track of the learning that you do. In this situation, for our tutorial, I'm going to click on the Sign In button at the top of the screen. The next page is going to ask me to sign in or sign up. If I'm new to the app, I'm going to use the Sign Up with Email option as my preference. Once I've gone through that short process of setting up the account, I'm ready to use the Khan Academy app. As you can see, there's a number of topics to choose from, such as math, science, arts and humanities, or even life skills. Let's choose an example for this tutorial within the life skills section. From here you can see it breaks things down even further. We can look at topics such as financial literacy or growth mindset, even AI for education. Let's jump into whatever topic is interesting for you and proceed with starting up one of the courses. For this example, I've chosen financial literacy. You can see that the course is broken out into different sections and they're outlined down the left side of the screen. I can jump through those different sections to see the different materials that I'm going to be learning, or I can start from the very beginning simply by pressing on Welcome to Financial Literacy. You can see that the app is identifying the next section as budgeting and saving. Now that we're in the budgeting and saving section of the course, I can see how it's broken down into different sections: budgeting, reducing expenses, and saving money. You'll also notice that there's different blue icons associated with the title that's representing each of the sections inside this course. Some of them look like little pieces of paper, others look like little play buttons. We should anticipate that the little pieces of paper in the blue circle indicates that I'll have to read something, and when I push those little play buttons in the blue circle, that's going to play some sort of multimedia, whether it be audio or video. Here's an example of what it looks like when I clicked on one of those buttons that had the little piece of paper in it. I'm able to scroll up on this page to see the different content that they have included. You'll notice that within that content also includes some video links. When I click on that red play button, that's when the video will play straight from YouTube. You can also see in this example what it looks like when I'm playing one of those play buttons that's in the blue circle. It's a video instead of written content. When I tap on the video, I'm given some options. For instance, rewind 10 seconds, fast forward 10 seconds. I also have that 1x button that will allow me to change the speed of the speaker that's teaching me in the video. You'll also notice that below the video, just in case I'm interested in it, there is a transcript button that would allow me to follow along with everything the person says in writing on the screen. Once I've progressed through a number of different sections within the course that I'm taking, it will ask me some questions to confirm the learning. This is what they call the practice session. I get asked questions one at a time, and at the end of the question, I simply push on the next question button in the bottom right corner. If I get it wrong, it will definitely let me know, and it will allow me to try selecting a different answer to see if I can get it right. Eventually, I get to a point where I'm finished my short quiz, and it lets me know if I'm able to move on to the next section because I've proven my ability to remember the information that I was just taught in the last section. As you can see, as I'm completing portions of the budgeting and saving course, I am now earning some points which are identified on the left side of the screen, which sort of resembles that gamification that we saw in Duolingo and also resembles the ideas that help us know that we've completed the course that we saw in LinkedIn Learning. And that concludes this video tutorial. So on behalf of the Brain Injury Association of Waterloo-Wellington and Tech Coaches, thanks so much for checking us out, and all the best on your digital literacy journey.